Today we're trying to build an aggro deck that's actually cool and fun to play, and I know how unbelievable that may sound, but I think we've got something pretty special here today. And it all revolves around this really sweet combination, and it all kind of funnels through one card in particular, this Transmogrant Crown. This card is a 2-mana artifact that attaches to a creature for just one singular black source, and when that creature dies we draw a card, and it also pumps that creature's power up by 2, which is really fun because the cards that we have here today that this is going to be played on is things like Jadar, Tenacious Underdog, Hungry for More. There's kind of a theme here because the Jadar is going to create this decayed zombie that we attach this to right away, dealing an additional 2 damage, so 4 total. That zombie's going to die from its decayed, creating another zombie, and when it dies we draw a card. So there's an endless value loop there with this crown. Not to mention Tenacious Underdog can come back from the graveyard after we attach it and sacrifice it as well, or if it dies. Also we have Hungry for More, which also sacrifices itself at the end step, so attaching to that, dealing 5, drawing a card. There's this endless loop of card advantage at the same time as us dealing damage to the opponent's face. And because we are a sacrifice package, it does open the door for things like Omnixilus. Omnixilus is just an absolute terrorizer of the opponent's life total, just pinging them to death and they can't stop it. And lastly, of course, because we're Rakdos and we're dealing damage, we can try to run the Mishra combo, try to meld this thing. Not to mention it can also deal damage for creatures attacking the opponent passively. So I mean, we're dealing a ton of damage. We're going extremely fast here today. Some of the games are a minute long, but it's absolutely powerful, and I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this one. But if you guys want a full deck breakdown, there will be one at the end of today's video. As always, stick around for that. In the meantime, in the links below there's a full deck list, and if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said though, enjoy the games, guys. We'll see you back here at the end. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be focused in on another Rakdos build. Today we're gonna be trying to meld Mishra, by the way. Hopefully we can pull it off in today's video. I'm not sure, but we are gonna be doing a lot of damage today. This is gonna be somewhat of an aggro attacking style deck that likes to focus in on the Transmogrant Crown, which is gonna draw us a lot of cards through sacrifice. The opening hand here is a bit sketchy. I'm gonna keep it though. I think it's a little sketchy. I do need to find obviously a bit more lands, obviously, to get the Phyrexian engine out. Yeah, this is gonna be a tricky one. I need a few things to go right off the top of the deck here, but I couldn't throw it away because we have early game in Jadar and Underdog, not to mention the Infernal Grasp. Apologies, it's like every time I hit record my allergies go nuts. I think it's this room though. I really do gotta dust this room. I just bought some new Swiffer tops, so hopefully I can dust this room over this weekend and get this taken care of because I'm dying. All right, Jadar comes down. It's a green source that hits the field for the opponent here. Could be Selesnya enchants. Been seeing that a lot more lately, but we do have a lot of spot removal in this deck, so I do feel pretty good against any sort of mid-rangey attack style deck. All right, do we want to get the engine down right away? It is just a 2/2. I don't really want them to get this off. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this right away. I'm gonna send both of these in to get some damage through, and then we'll probably look to use the Tenacious Underdog for its blitz mechanic next turn to draw some cards. We'll see. I guess it all depends really on the top deck we get here. Yeah, I don't know. Do we blitz this or do we go with the engine? I think actually the engine, the more I'm thinking about it here. Gonna attack any of the opponent. Clearly they don't have much to do here on turn 3. They were really kind of banking on that Shigeki's ability. So again, just beating them down with Jadar. Feeling pretty good, especially because it's mono green so far. Maybe they were looking to get their second color source too off of Shigeki. Who knows? No, the oddity would beg to differ. But our top deck is juicy as as juicy as it can be. Let's attack in here. I'm saving the Underdog for a blitz mechanic here to get in really aggressive for the actual win next turn. Assuming the opponent though allows it. We'll see what they play here on turn 5. Another oddity could be a problem, but if I find another spot removal, which is definitely likely in this deck because our deck is designed to do those types of things, we don't find it, so it's going to be the Underdog. And we do send the entire crew through here. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. They have to block either the underdog or the dragon engine, I believe. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they'd have to block the engine guaranteed. And they still concede even after that. So that's going to do it. The engine was going to die though, which is kind of what I was hoping for, because I'd like to replay it with its unearth cost to get me a fresh new set of cards. But very good first game. GG. Well, that was the first time I think we've ever kept the 2-lander going first and almost flooded out. But in this case, our deck only runs 24 as well, so that's kind of strange that happened, but I'm okay with it. It worked out really nicely for us there. The real idea here of this deck, though, if you guys don't know, if I didn't really explain it too well, I'm not sure how the intro is going to go, but the Transmogrant Crown is such a fun card, and if we attach it to things like Jadar Zombie every single time, we can draw cards every single turn while dishing out a crazy amount of damage over time. All right, this is a 1/1 with haste. It has a kicker. It enters the battlefield with 2/1/1 counters on it if it's kicked, and gets 2/0 to the end of turn. That thing does a lot for a common. Holy cow. It does a lot of things. All right, we're going to get the underdog in here. So they need 3 mana to do some trickery with this. We got to remember that. So definitely going to be a Gruul deck, clearly. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature or vehicle you control. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Let's attack into the opponent here. They don't have a very good block. And then we'll go with the Dragon Engine. And then we have 3 Infernal Grasps, which really should honestly take us the rest of the way, because being a Gruul deck, the opponent's going to obviously be playing out creatures probably on curve every single turn. And when they do, and we eliminate them as they all come out and just keep hitting them for what is this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage a turn, they're not going to have a good time. Another Roaring Earth. That's pretty solid, man. This thing's going to get pretty massive. But good news for us. We've got a removal spell, so no blocks. We'll save it though. We'll just get in for our 7 damage. We are not the deck you want to race in this spot. Not at all. And to be honest, I think we actually won the game already. It all depends on whether or not they play multiple threats this turn or just 1 or 2 threats. But if it does come down, yeah, they're done. That's game over for them, unfortunately. We do blow this up. We do blow up the Raiju as well. And then we go ahead and we attack in for lethal, which is 10. And that's going to do it. It's that easy, guys. This deck is so fast, so easy to win with. I'm not even kidding. It is so clean. It is so clean. Not to mention, if we ever end up, you know, melding that Mishra, it's going to be wild. GG. All right. Very, very nice. Good way to kick things off, man. 2 nice wins there. I think the Dragon Engine being a late addition to this deck, because it was a very late addition. I think it was a really nice touch to this deck. The double strike is good enough on its own, man, just to go over the top with it. With the, you know, the double strike is so good. All right, so we're up against Gruul and a Wormlet and a Jadar. Not the 2 cards you'd like typically see come down together. It's not what you normally see going hand in hand, one would say. Why would they be running Jadar and the Wormlet? That's a great question, huh? You know what? I think I'm gonna block the Wormlet here. I don't love it, but you know what? The Wormlet does grow over time. It saves us from having to use, you know, a removal spell on that, and we can save it to use on this Jadar. Ooh, that's a card. Definitely going to get some use out of that later. For now, we attack into the opponent here. And then we replay our Jadar. That seems fine. The opponent on Gruul, though, I would imagine there's some removal spells ready to come down and take out my own Jadar here. No, they give me the decay. Okay, good. I get the zombie, which means probably no removal, but... clearly has something. Okay. And they get back the Wormlet. Very nice. They might have missed some land drops here, though, with how many lands they just dumped out there. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Still missing the part where they get artifacts. You know what I mean? Still missing that part. Not sure how that's going to pan out. All right. I'm going to save the zombie. I'm actually going to go for the throat on both of these. Is that the play? Or do I go here? Maybe I just go here. Let's just go here. We'll do the double go for the throat next turn. No attacks. The zombie could be used for fodder for like the Ob Nixilis shortly. But yeah, we threaten to block both of these creatures here. So there's really no attacks coming through that scare me. The 2/2 zombie keeps coming, but whatever. All right. This all came down to us going second too. I would imagine if we do end up losing this game, it's strictly because we went second. If we had gone first here, I think we'd be well ahead of the opponent because we would have definitely established an Ob Nixilis by now, which would have been causing them some serious grief. All right. I am gonna go here. I'm not really that scared of the wormlet as I once was. I thought the wormlet was gonna be much more scary than it's turning out to be. All right, and I'm gonna go Ob Nixilis here, really start pressuring the opponent's hand.
Just obedience, and you'll lose.
And I'm not interested at all in gaining life with Ob Nixilis. It's going to be very, very rare that that's going to be the case. Really just trying to pressure the opponent's life total here, especially in this spot going second. It's nice to have it because I can't really threaten them. I can't really threaten their board with an attack here. They just, you know, they allow it, I'm sure, and then they just attack back to the Ob. So it's going to be nice to just have the Ob here to just keep dishing this damage out over time. I'm really missing the part where the wormlet's supposed to grow, though. I'm missing the synergy here. This is fine. Ob still survives, so we allow it. And the fact that they attack too tells me they don't have a removal spell ready to go for the Ob Nixilis, which is also great. That's a problem. That's a problem. All right, it's plus.
Go ahead. Plead for
It's plus. Let's get the conscript in here. We're probably gonna lose one of my Ob Nixilis here, and not to mention they're gonna gain life now off the Flesh Scourger, which is a bummer. How do they attack here though? Let's see. They go 3 into that Ob, which definitely is gonna die. Then they go 2 up top, upstairs over there. That's fine. All right, we go here. And we allow both of these. They gain 3, they go back to 15. Zombie goes away. And we, gosh darn it. I was gonna say, man, just nothing crazy here. And then they drop a Junji on us. That is the definition of pretty crazy. Yikes, man, that is a bummer. That is a bummer. I'm not too sure we're gonna get out of this one now with Junji being on the board. That is not an ideal situation. Yeah, no attacks. Just gonna draw a card here. Just gonna draw a card here, and it's probably gonna be a land. Yep, there it is. Whoop, there it is. All right, we need a another removal spell for that Junji if we're gonna have any shot at this. I will double block though the Flesh Gorger because I gotta stop them from gaining life every turn. Where's my crowns been, by the way? I don't think I've seen any crowns yet, which they're everywhere in my deck, so I'm really shocked. What do you know? An exiling effect from the opponent. An exiling effect, which takes care of the underdog very cleanly. Bummer. And then we get another land. Nothing we could have done about this game. I mean, everything was going pretty well there for a minute until that Junji came down, and then not to mention they just top decked the absolute nuts there with the Terra Sunder as well. All right, we send both of these through. We go back to 8. They deal 8 damage that we can't block or deal with, so that's gonna do it. There's our crown we've been waiting for. Bummer. Good game. It is what it is, man. Not a lot we could have done there. It just was not the luck of the draw for us on that one. Unfortunate. Yeah, a bit of a tough loss there. I feel like going first might have changed a lot about the outcome of that game, but it's all good. It's all good. It's just a theory. Okay, opening hand here is good. We got the conscript early. Into some removal spell with the Infernal Grasp if it becomes that sort of a deck we need to answer. I get to go first too, which is great. So a lot of pressure from us early with this this conscript. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. Ooh, mono red. Mono red. Ooh, a tenacious underdog. Don't mind if I do ski. All right, let's go. Let's see if who can pressure who faster here. I definitely think we have the more power, and not to mention we have Hungry for More in hand, which provides us a bit of life gain. Oh, it's Gruul. It's Gruul, huh? Another great find off the top of the deck. Just absolute nightmare situation for them. Just too much power coming through very quickly. And if we find a land off the top, we can obviously remove whatever sort of creature they want to play this turn and gain life. So it's that fast. It's that easy. So much damage coming through so fast, man. We were the aggro. We were the aggro beatdown against mono, or not mono red, Gruul, but either way, that's pretty cool. Well, that was quick. I don't even think I barely broke over a minute on that game. 60-second wins confirmed. Rakdos is the fastest aggro deck in the game. Confirmed. All right, I get to go first. This isn't bad. Jadar. Hopefully we get the crown, man. Where's the crown been? That's so weird. We run 4 crowns in this deck, and prior to me recording, I actually did a ton of playtesting, and this deck was looking completely different than what it was when we officially started recording. And we got the crown every game, multiple crowns actually, and it worked really well. So I'm surprised we haven't seen it lately. Boros colors, what is that about? Could be the enchantment that comes down and makes them discard a card. Could be some sort of reanimator deck maybe, but no. I'm gonna go ahead and use this as a creature, or creatures I should say, with haste, because we do have the ability to play it because Jadar's legendary, so we got it for 1 mana cheaper. Not to mention, I think it's just going to apply a little bit more pressure too, especially if we get Mishra down here and it can attack, because whenever I attack, I get to gain life and deal damage based on the number of attackers, right? Yeah, the number of attacking creatures. So by getting down those 2 hasty creatures, I think that was a good call on my part, because it's just going to up the speed in which we kill them here. Field of Ruin is an interesting choice to run in any deck right now. Field of Ruin used to be very, very good because of creature decks, but those aren't actually a thing right now, so it's very interesting to see someone else running it in their deck. Sunset Revelry. All right, that is unfortunate because we are going to be making some trades here now. Opponent, though, taking 4 off the top just from the attack. They're probably going to kill Jadar here. That's fine. No, they take out the 1/1 tokens. Okay, Jadar's still alive. I probably honestly shouldn't have even attacked with Jadar there. That was just me going through the motions, but I don't get punished for it, which I definitely should have. Jadar definitely should have died there. But I do have 2 Hungry for Mores, which is another 6 damage coming out next turn. Not to mention what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 plus the 5 plus whatever this deals. That's lethal. I have lethal next turn, so they've got to disrupt my board state somehow, some way. Brotherhood's End could get the job done, I think. Well, that would still make me have the Mishra, so that would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That'd still be lethal. It's big score. That is not enough, unfortunately. The opponent did just lose the game, I think, because that only leaves them with 2 mana left over. I guess if they could kill the Mishra, though, with a single spot removal spell, they could be in this game. But Mishra being out there is definitely going to win us the game here. The opponent, though, really taking their time here. No plays. Okay, here we go. Let's try this out and see if we get this off. Yep, no counter magic. Looks like this is going to be a game over. GG's, my friend. GG's. Nice. Very nice. Unfortunate for them, we didn't even get to see what they were playing really, but good game. All right, so far things going extremely well for us. I was expecting a little bit more resistance than this, but it's been going really well. Even the game we lost, I feel like, again, we were right in there. So I don't really feel too bad about that one. What do we got here? Wow, I get to go first again. I'm being unlucky with that. This doesn't typically happen, guys. I don't get to go first this many times in a row. But man, it is a very big advantage going first with this deck, man. I'm telling you. This definitely is the way to play aggro, I feel like, though. I may just be saying that because of how much fun I'm having, but I don't know. I guess soldiers, I'd like to see how this goes against soldiers in some spots. Modern Age. Okay, so they're going to be going for some discarding right away, which means this could be another Reanimator style deck, which I am afraid of these decks, to be honest. I feel like this is a pretty bad matchup for us. Hey, we found a crown. Let's go. We're going to get that in right away. I'm way too excited for that. Way too excited for that one. 5 damage off the rip. Another crown, huh? All right, well, no matter what we do here, we're going to attack into the opponent, see what they want to do. They don't have 4 mana, so there's no Wandering Emperor play here. Could it get exiled still? For sure. But it gets killed. That's perfect. We get to draw a card. And it's another land. And I think what I'm going to do here, though, is play out the Dragon Engine. And remember, this does have double strike, so they're going to want to deal with this, I'm sure. That's 8 damage they're facing right there. I guess they have a good block in front now, but just taking a double read on this card here, trying to make sure I play this right, because obviously if we get Mishra at some point, this could be really good for us. All right, they do blow up the Transmogrant Crown, but I have a backup, so that's fine. I don't love that, though. Let's get this in. Let's get this in and immediately attach the crown to it. I mean, this is just non-stop pressure because the crown has been just applying so much value to every time our creature dies. Obviously, us drawing a card. That's not fun for the opponent to have to see us do that over and over again. Especially when they think they have an answer, they blow it up, I draw a card, immediately fixing whatever problem they may have caused me. They gain life, throwing away just a card here for some 4 life. I guess that's fine for us. We want to be careful about the on earth with this thing, right? Because it goes away forever. I think maybe we go here and here. And then next turn we can go underdog and then Obnixilis the underdog away. We draw another card. Really pressuring the opponent pretty heavily here. Feeling good about our position at the moment. But right now, our opponent definitely could be bringing back the Portal to Phyrexia, which would be an absolute nightmare. I'm not going to lie. They're in the 5 mana range, which does allow them to bring that back. No, it's the Might Stone, Weak Stone. Did they minus 5/5 or draw cards here? They minus 5/5. Underdog draws us another card. All right, so we are going to go with the underdog here. Attack in to the opponent for 3, and then we're going to go ahead and hit him with the good old Obnixilis, a card that doesn't get affected by your little Portal to Phyrexia. So I don't really care if you have the Portal to Phyrexia at this point. Doesn't kill my Obnixilis. And Ob is just going to just keep making you have to make really tough decisions here. Either discard or get closer to death. They go for the discard, which probably doesn't affect them too much because they're trying to discard things anyways, I would imagine.
Carnage. Tribute is owed.
And they're down to 5. I would imagine it's probably going to be some form of a scooping situation here. We keep flooding. How do we possibly keep flooding with 24 lands? I don't understand that.
Your punishment.
That's been happening a lot, though.
My entertainment.
All right, so they take the damage, which means they have to have an answer to this, right?
Pleasure doing business.
That's a bummer because they could have played that last turn, but they were missing 1 white source, which really cost them there. Oh, I should have attached this to it just in case they do kill this. I want to draw 2 cards instead of 1. Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to cut it, unfortunately. Close, though. Very close. I just had the instant speed answer, which, you know, this deck has a lot of them, so not surprising. GG's. That would have been a good one, though. That would have been a nice little comeback spell there for them had they been able to utilize the 2 mana from this. But unless that's an artifact at instant speed, which not a lot of those are out there, we're in a good spot. All right, get a couple more games in here. I'm very happy with how this is going, though, because I did go to the bottom of Platinum not that long ago. This whole weekend has just been filled of just like ups and downs, man. We got all the way to Platinum Tier 1 right away, right out of the gates with some really powerful builds that we posted early on this week. But just messed around a little too much with some ideas that I thought for sure were gold and stuck on them a little bit too long and got ourselves back down at the bottom of the ladder. So gonna have to battle back for sure. I'm actually going to play Jadar here. I don't love it, but I think I'm gonna play Jadar here. I'll make the trade with the Delver if they want to, but I highly doubt they want to make that trade at any point. I'm gonna save this for when it's their turn, next turn probably, because I'll make them have to play a counter spell. Okay, not the deck I thought this was. All right, with that being the case, I'm definitely going to be playing this a lot sooner. Blowing this up immediately is the priority because Ivy is a nasty card. The moment they start targeting Delver with all these crazy things, which they plan on doing, I'm sure, we are going to be in trouble. So, got to take the Ivy out and keep pressuring the opponent. I'm still going to offer this trade here with the Jadar. I know that might seem silly, but taking out the Delver, taking out the Delver is fine. I'll take that trade all day long because it's going to force them to have another creature in order to target it with things like a Drake, another Delver, things like that. But this deck doesn't run a lot of creatures, right? So a lot of the times in that spot, we'll, it'll be a pretty good advantage for us. But unfortunately, they find a really good creature, and I'm immediately eating my words. The engine seems fun, but at the same time, I want to draw a card here, not to mention get through some damage. I feel like we're in trouble, guys. I'm not going to lie. I thought by killing the Delver and the Ivy, we were in a good spot because typically that's a pretty good ratio. You know, you keep a hand with 2 creatures and the rest of it's just filled with protection spells and, things that they can do to keep growing their creatures. But a 3rd creature coming down in the form of a Shredder is not super exciting for me. All right, let's see. I probably am not going to be able to win this one now, especially if they get something down that can make this Shredder draw cards. That's the thing I really don't want to see is the combat research. That thing is nasty because they just draw cards every time it hits. They send that through. Interesting choice. That definitely indicates they have some form of protection here, right? Some sort of indestructibility that they're going to give Ivy. We still send us through. I mean, we've got to keep pressuring the opponent here. I know I'm throwing my creatures to the wolves, essentially, but I feel like it's important here because once they get rolling, we're going to lose this game. They slip out the back. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It does get a 1/1 counter though, which in the long run doesn't feel great. We get a card. Give me something good here. That is not something good. A Jin. Wow, their hand was full of creatures, which is really surprising. And a Fading Hope. Okay. This is okay. So Ivy is also going to get hit with the Fading Hope, it looks like. That's a bit of a mistake, I feel like, on their end. Oh, okay, so they get to choose whether or not it targets. Got it. Okay. I was gonna say that seemed like a bit of an odd play there if you're gonna bounce your own Ivy, but it looks like they got to keep their choice of whether or not they did. Okay. I think we have to, well, these all fly actually. So that's 6, 7, 8 damage. I would imagine, and the only thing that saves us here is them drawing into a land. Can I end the game here? No. So I have to play this, and I have to play this, and then I have to hope that they find a land off the top. Oh, well, I just allowed them to connive. Either way, we were dead. Yeah, it would have been a land anyways. That's good games. That was not the matchup for us, man. That's tough. Tough. They had lethal in the air there, and just too many creatures. I feel like we would have been fine if they would have had, you know, just a couple of creatures and a few kill or some sort of slip out the backs and stuff. But anyways, GG. All right, very strange matchup there. I probably didn't play that ideally either. I'm aware I was throwing my creatures away in a lot of spots too, but I was doing it again under a false you know, impression that I thought I knew what their hand sort of looked like. I guess I had no clue though. All right, opening hand here is good enough to keep for sure. We've got 1, 2, 3. Can't be too upset about that. Going second could end up hurting us. We'll see. Hopefully not. And it is strictly Orzhov so far. Could be a Mardu deck though. Let's attack in and see what happens to our conscript. Could get removed by some sort of cut down. Go for the throat. All right. Better that than Jadar, so that'll work. Better that than a Jadar. And another plains. Okay, so yeah, we're looking at strictly Orzhov potential here. And Hero's Downfall. Okay. Ooh, that's a card. I'm actually going to play that right away. The sooner this comes down and starts oppressing the opponent here, the better. They did just throw away a Hero's Downfall too, which is one of their, probably one of their main tools to deal with planeswalkers.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
Wow, they're discarding already. Crazy. Could have eaten some damage for quite some time, but decides to discard away some lands. It's a good sign for us that their hand's not looking so great. All right. I think what I'm going to do here is just plus these.
Defy me.
And I have an option to either go Hungry for More into a Conscript or Engine. I think I'm going to go Engine here. That's a tough decision there. I had a lot of different combinations of plays I could have made there. I could have gone Hungry for More for 3, held the Infernal Grasp, or Hungry for More, it dies, go for the Conscript. All right, Touch of the Spirit Realm takes the Dragon. Engine. Oh, we just keep plussing away, man. Keep plussing away.
And you will lose everything.
Let's go here. And then we will blow up the Reckoner raid with the Infernal Grasp if we need to. I feel like we're so far ahead though with these obs. This game's pretty much over if they can't answer it. So this just adds more mana, doesn't it? Yeah, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. Very easy win there. They weren't built for our kind of a deck, that's for sure. They definitely did not know what to do with the Ob Nixilis. Even the Hero's Downfall, only being able to hit one of those would have been not enough for them. So, good game. I would imagine we got time for about one more game here. I cannot believe how many games we've played already. This has been an absolute speed running situation here. But which is good. I need a deck like this because I need to get back to, you know, the diamond quicker. So, I hate being at the bottom of platinum here. Struggling. I'm in that platinum purgatory that people talk about. All right, opening hand here is solid. The mana's a bit wonky. I don't love that they go first either, but you know what? It is what it is. Cut down it is. All right, off to a rough start. The opponent is definitely mono black because it's a cut down that we're seeing here on turn 1. Hopefully, I mean, our best luck here would be to top deck something. I was going to say a land that doesn't come in tapped, but here we are. And another underdog for them. And they're going to crew up the Bank Buster, it looks like. Did they miss a third land drop as well, though? We could be in a pretty even matchup here if they missed their third land. They did. Wow. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pass the turn here, and I'm going to kill one of these two. I really, really hope they crew up the Bank Buster, if I'm being honest. They don't. Man, see, that's another benefit of going first. That's what I'm saying, guys. If I was going first, that crew would have happened on my turn with me having Infernal Grasp ready to go, and I would have been able to kill the Bank Buster. So the fact that we went second allows them to draw the extra card, find their third land drop, and I have to kill a card I didn't necessarily want to kill, which is the Tenacious Underdog. So that is the benefits, man, of going first. Such a bummer. Celestis. All right, we find a third land, which is phenomenal, because we could go Ob Nixilis here. They're in the realm, though, of Invoke Despair, which is really frustrating, but I would still be left with one Ob Nixilis. I think this is a fine play. I think this is a fine play. All right, we start pressuring right away. Again, we don't care at all about our life total, so we send these through with just the pluses. Hopefully their next play is just a Shieldred or something like that that I can just pick off with a Grasp. Because if they want to play their Tenacious Underdog to attack into one of my obs, that would be okay, I guess, too. But Invoke Despair would be bad. I don't want to see an Invoke Despair. Even a Despair, though, I think would be worst case scenario. Still isn't terrible for us because we are left with one Ob Nixilis, and we can keep pressuring still. It is a Shieldred. You love to see it. Let's go. Huge. But they can crew. I didn't actually even think about that. Didn't even think about the crew ability. Okay. Okay. All right, I need a land here. I'm gonna do this so I don't take an extra 2. Come on, land. The wrong land. Oh my gosh, dude. If they I cannot tell you guys how many times these pain lands have tapped for colorless when I don't want them to. I cannot tell you how many times that's happened to me. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I need to start realizing that happens and be ready for it, because now again we're gonna get absolutely rolled here, because if they drop another Shieldred that I could have just killed immediately, or they drop a creature and then they crew up again to attack Ob Nixilis, I take loyalty damage that I didn't need to because I was planning on killing the Bank Buster with this. So the game got me pretty good here again. So fun stuff. Fun stuff.
You've earned my admire.
Learn from my mistakes, right? Learn from the mistakes. Plus this, just keep on pressuring, you know what I mean? Just keep on pressuring. Definitely gonna get the Dragon Engine down here now. Still the opponent just sitting on, 4 mana. Can't believe they haven't found a 5th land drop yet for that Invoke Despair. That Celestis obviously counting as mana, of course, that I'm including. Man, I'm so bummed out though. Ob Nixilis would be at a much higher loyalty here if the auto tapper didn't completely ruin our day. Man, those pain lands, they're tricky though. They're tricky. The game assumes you don't want to take damage, but I mean, I'd much rather take the damage every day of the week, if I'm being honest.
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will.
All right.
I bring my own.
Let's plus this. Sorin is a bit tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. It's a bit tricky. I think what I'm gonna do though is this and this, and do one of these. I think that's the best way to go about it, because the opponent obviously, blocks one of these, and then so I got to send them both. And we draw a card. We gain some life there. We're back to 12. It's a land. Hate to see that. I'm just also flabbergasted at how many lands I actually end up drawing with this deck. I typically run 25 to 26 and typically have problems drawing lands. So to run 24 and find myself drawing too many a lot of times is kind of strange. But I guess it's better than the opponent's situation, right? They're not finding any lands. They're not able to play yet. So I guess we're in a good spot there. So still didn't find a land. Yeah, I feel for the opponent here because we're both in weird situations because of the arena client, not so much our skill level. It just feels like because they're not hitting their land drops, we are hitting too many. Not to mention our auto tapper got us once. That's a good find. Obnixilis still just keeping that pressure high, keeping the pressure very, very high on the opponent right now.
And you'll lose everything.
Yes, this is going to be our play, and then we're going to hold the Infernal Grasp for the flyer here so it doesn't kill the Obnixilis. Just keeping the pressure on, never letting up, keeping the foot on the gas. All right, let's see what the opponent does now. I'm sure they found their land drop at this point. There's no way they didn't. They just drew so many cards based off the Celestis and their top deck there. So if they didn't find another land here, I'm shocked. All right, that should just about do it though. No counter spells, no blue, so unless, of course, the Celestis is all magically because they run Make Disappear or something. That'd be pretty wild. Wow, they really didn't hit their land. That's crazy. Just not a fair match all the way around. I would love to see the opponent again in a rematch where we both get decent draws and stuff like that. But, I mean, we didn't have a bad game, though. I'd much rather be in our situation than theirs. You know, too many lands in our case was much better than none from theirs. So I'll take that all day, but I feel bad. I don't like winning this way. All right, and aggression is key. Aggression is key here. So if we attack with both of these, they block the 4, they take 3, they take another 3 here. That's not enough to kill them though. Not to mention they can crew this up, which would block. So I guess, well, actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have lethal because they're actually going to crew this up. Yeah. Okay. We're going to actually surprise them with some shenanigans. Come on down, Bankbuster. All right. And that'll do it. That's going to be the game, unfortunately, for the opponent here. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but we'll take it. We'll take it because we had a rough start, and I'm glad we got this game under the bag. So, nice little win for us. So, good freaking game. And I think that concludes today's gameplays. Let's go ahead and break the deck down a little bit. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit further. But before I do that, I want to give a huge shout out to anyone who made it this far into the video. It helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate that support. Even if you didn't know you were giving it, I do appreciate it a lot. And I'm glad you enjoyed the content enough to hang out with me today. But anyways, today's deck, man, a Rakdos aggro deck. We've been playing some Rakdos here lately, and I wanted to try it one more time because I really wanted to see what we can do with this Transmogrant Crown. This is something we played earlier this week, and I had some success with, and I actually, the more I played the card, really fell in love with it and figured out, you know, this could actually, you know, fit in a really cool sacrifice shell that's also trying to look to deal damage, and that's kind of where this deck started and was built around. So this crown is very, very good. Obviously, being able to attach for 1 mana is insane. To do this over and over again, and also drawing all these cards, no matter what the opponent's doing, they're either taking damage or they're killing my things, which is giving me even more card advantage, which they don't want to be doing. And especially attaching this to a Jadar is nuts. I seen another opponent do this back in a few weeks ago, and they attached it to their zombie over and over again, and it kept drawing them cards, and it was really, really annoying. And I thought I needed to do somewhat of the same thing here today. And we landed on Rakdos, man. Obnixilis obviously fits really well with this package because if we had the crown on something like a Cult Conscript or a Tenacious Underdog, both of these things come back from the graveyard. And not to mention things like Hungry for More. When it attacks into the opponent, it, you know, sacrifices itself on the end step. So being able to Obnixilis sacrifice that as well for 5. We typically end up with one really, really big copy of the Obnixilis, which is pretty unusual for this card. This card typically will come in and sacrifice something and only, you know, have maybe 2 loyalty at that. But In this case, it's hitting really big things because the crown is going to be pumping up their power, making the Ob Nixilis even bigger. So of course we went again with a package of things that not only do really well with being sacrificed, like Hungry for More and Jadar, but we also have things like Underdog and the Cult Conscript because they can come back from the graveyard. And because we're trying to deal damage repeatedly to the opponent's face, we really need to clear up the board state, right? So just like a mono black aggro package, we run a ton of spot removal. We went with a full package of Infernal Grasp and Go for the Throat. Probably the two best removal spells you can ask for right now because they're both 2 mana instant speed and they hit mostly everything on the board, which is nice. And then we went with a Mishra combo package at the top. This made a lot of sense to me because obviously if we can meld the Mishra, it's pretty busted, but Mishra itself can actually deal damage passively based on the number of creatures attacking to the opponent, which really plays into our game plan quite a bit. And then obviously the Phyrexian Dragon engine can reload our hand potentially, which is really sweet. But also being a double strike creature is also pretty insane. If you want to get the the crown attached to that, it can deal crazy damage. But yeah, I mean, a pretty simple deck to explain. I don't think there's too much to this. It's a very simple game plan: attack, sack, all this good stuff, and just keep dealing damage repeatedly until the opponent cannot take it any further. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's game, man. Games and the video all together. I appreciate you for sticking around again all the way to the end. That will conclude today's video. We're gonna go ahead and say our goodbyes here, but we are gonna obviously be posting another video tomorrow because I missed a video on Tuesday. Everything got pushed back, so there'll be a video tomorrow, which is pretty unusual for us. So be sure to check that out. It's gonna be a really fun ramp deck, Simic ramp. But yeah, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. And to all the Mardu Mob members, if you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob members are the members of the channel. They hit the little join button down below, join the channel, helps me out, through their monthly memberships. So I got to give them a huge shout out, for being part of the Mardu Mob. I do appreciate you guys very much for your support, and it means the world to me. And there will be an extra video coming soon to the Mardu Mob exclusively for a box opening of Brothers War. I'm working on editing it as soon as I get some free time, hopefully over this weekend. It'll be up early next week, I believe. But thanks for everything, guys. I appreciate it so very much. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Till next time. Peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.